see somebody overextend the club back, they are either trying to keep the club straight back in the takeaway or trying to keep their left arm super straight. And this is a pretty common problem. What I see is we have an extended left arm here at address, but we have the ability, because of the elasticity in our arm and shoulder here, to overextend. We have that mobility here in our shoulder to overextend. So if you disconnect right off the beginning of the takeaway, you can actually take the club to the outside. Whereas if you stay connected here with your left arm, you will never take the club to the outside. We see a significant amount of people at Doral roll the club to the inside too quickly in this fashion. Now, a number of things happen right here. One, the left arm leaves the body. Two, the right elbow attaches to your side. Three, the club face gets rolled wide open. And fourth, the club gets way too far inside and also too low. So, from this position, ladies and gentlemen, you're history. The game's over. You're toast. Now, with all of that information in mind, I'd like to give you a drill you can practice at home so you can master the first move in the backswing. To do this drill, stand in front of a mirror and you can use the base of the wall as your target line. If not, put two clubs down on the ground. Now, grip down the club about 12 inches so the butt end of the grip will point right to your stomach and actually touch your belt buckle area. From here, the club will be about 1 foot off the ground and pointed at the base of the wall or my target line. Practice the backswing. When you do this properly, the club will stay in center, will stay against your belt buckle, and you'll feel a little weight shift across your feet. You'll start to feel the weight go to the inside part of your right leg. And that's the correct move. And when done right, it's very simple. You'll also notice that the club automatically blows slightly to the inside with no effort on your part. Now here's what can go wrong. The club coming right out of center on immediate disconnection will be very obvious, or your weight staying in your left leg, or twisting. Those are the moves that we must avoid. Remember, this simple move, if done correctly, will promote consistency and something that you can repeat every time under pressure. Step 2 is when the club shaft is parallel to the ground and the butt of the grip is pointed approximately at the target. This is an important checkpoint. Although there is room for personal preference, it's interesting to note that at this split second, the club head is as far from the target as it will ever get. The club face is square to the arc of the swing, with the toe of the head basically pointing upward. At this step 2 position, when you're 1/4 of the way through the swing, nothing should be badly trailing or leading. The club, arms, and shoulders have stayed connected as a single unit. This is your backswing package. At step 2, everything is worked together. There are 4 important checkpoints that need to be addressed at this point in the swing that relate to what we have been discussing. You need to make sure that you have shifted most of your weight onto your right foot. Retain the same degree of flex in your right knee as you started with at address. Retain the flex in your left knee with it broken inward and pointing behind the ball. Kept your right arm slightly above your left arm or well above your left arm. At step 1, we felt weight shift to the inside of the right foot, and by step 2, most of your weight now is into your right leg. This is very important because we have 2 points hitting the ground, the right leg and the left leg, and we must make sure that we are turning on the right leg in the backswing. At this stage of your swing, it's very important that the right knee has retained its flex. We don't want it to lock up here or slide to the outside, causing your weight to go to the outside of your right foot. At this stage, the left knee is broken inward and started to cock behind the golf ball. We don't want the left knee to freeze in place or to start to go too far to cross your center line and the left heel to come off the ground. In this position, when the hands are about at hip height, the right arm must be visible above the left. Although this is a fairly easy position to assume when stationary, when we bring movement into the equation, problems can and do occur. No hip turn or weight shift. This indicates that the legs were dead and the takeaway was controlled too much with the arms. Locking of the knee. Over-rotation of the hips or reverse pivot accompanies this loss of knee flex. Rolling the club face open. This is caused by overactive independent wrist and arm action. The club face is in an extremely shut position. This error is the result of a manipulation of the club with your hands or an exceptionally flat shoulder turn. If you assume a weak left-hand grip or reverse pivot, you're likely to shut the club face. Excessive extension of the left arm. This error is most often caused by the player who pays too much attention to the old adage, keep your left arm straight. The long left arm is actually an overextension from the shoulder. It is indicative of an early disconnection in your backswing. The right arm or the right elbow folding in towards the body. The high handicapper makes a conscious effort to hold the right elbow against the body on the takeaway. This is totally unnatural and it causes a major power loss. Now here are a couple of drills for step 2. 1, split your hands a couple inches apart. Practice going halfway back. It's almost like you're just shaking hands with somebody behind you right here. You just take the club right back. And this will give you a great feeling of that right arm easily being above the left. It would be very uncomfortable to go this way and very obvious. So that split grip is a terrific drill. Last drill. Lay a club down just on the outside of your right foot on your target line. Go to address and practice taking the club to step 2. And at this point, this club will be right on top of the club on the ground. You'll check to see that the toe is basically up and that the club is lining up here. If you have some big angles, you know you're starting to get in trouble. That was step 1 and 2.